So another essential exercise for learning how to stabilize from the hips properly is the clams, or the Clams series. We'll go over 2 versions and progressions and other alternate versions of the clams to kind of get better glute activation when it comes to controlling rotation. Okay, so while the glutes are very powerful extensors, they also have a big role in being able to turn, pivot, and not put all that pressure through your back, but to control that movement through your hip joint better. So what you'll do, you're going to lay on your side, have your feet together, knees together, make sure your hips are stacked, and what I mean by that is your pelvis feels like the right side of your pelvis is directly above your left, and you're not rotated back or forward out of position. You're going to lift your knee up in the air, kind of visualizing rotating the femur up in the air, not necessarily just lifting the leg up straight up and down. It's really kind of this like turn motion that you want to feel like you're doing at the hip. Okay, as you lift the leg up, making sure you're not rotating your whole body back and forth. Your hips has to remain perfectly stacked. All the movement is happening at the ball and socket joint of that hip, and not feeling like it's happening in your trunk at all, like your back is moving or your hip position is changing on the floor. Okay, you're going to lift 10 to 15 times, and then you can repeat working internal rotation by now keeping the knees together and lifting just the top foot in the air. By doing this, you're still trying to visualize that femur rotating, trying to visualize that femur turning in and out and not moving through the body. You're going to continue lifting again another 15 times. To progress to harder versions of the clams, what you can then do is lift your entire leg in the air with the knees still bent, trying to maintain the thigh on a steady axis of rotation. You're now dropping your foot all the way down towards the floor, lifting your foot all the way up towards the ceiling, dropping your foot all the way down towards the floor, lifting your foot up towards the ceiling. As you lift and lower the foot, the knee stays fixed. The knee does not rise or lower. The knee simply turns on axis as you lower the leg. Now, holding your leg up and doing those 2 turns together is going to really get after the glutes and strengthen them, but challenge them most importantly, and really challenge your core to have to stabilize the trunk while isolating that hip movement. To then take it a step further, you could bring your leg back behind you a little more into a kind of straight position, so your thigh should be in line with your trunk. Same thing, leg in the air, and then same thing with having your hip rotating on axis. You're going to drop and raise your foot as your femur or your hip spins, not lifting your body, not lifting your trunk, not rotating forward or backward, just simply spinning the hip joint up and down, and you'll get a great burn here too. Again, usually I do about 15 of each one of those 2 after I've done my 15 of each internal and external rotation on the clams. Really great way of burning out the glutes. If you don't feel like you're ready for the addition of those 2 progressions, that's fine. The regular clam is tried and true, but the progression there, and then obviously if you want to add more, you could add resistance with TheraBands if so advised.